Hi there, and welcome to our Move the Needle YouTube and podcast series. It is episode number
50. Can you believe it?
I love that we're right here at Vero, where the very first one was taped. Do you remember who was on the first episode?
I do. We'll get to that, but I love how it was completely unplanned. It's been a lot. That's been the journey of Move the Needle, and this year is a lot of our guests, a lot of things just come together. Like it wasn't planned 50 would be here at this Vero, this date, almost to the date, a year from our number one
it's
concept
been a year
show. And we had one of our most popular guests. Shout out to
Brooke
Beardall.
Oh, Brooke Beardall.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. She's flipping the names.
So she flipped the name.
Thanks to Mike.
So yeah, thanks. Yeah, Mike. And you know Mike. He's gonna get you for that.
I did drugs with them.
Yeah, exactly. Legal kind of.
Yeah, but what?
But anyways, so we had Brooke Beardall. We had Alex, who's one of our not only our sponsors, amazing host. We're going to be lined up here through next year as well at Vero Chicago Pizza here in Ahwatukee, and he owns Maricopa. So Alex was on the show, and Jim Prater, a longtime Ahwatukeean who has his own
like an auto dude.
Foothills, auto dude. And so I remember it like a year. Sometimes you think of it and it goes by fast, and sometimes it's like it seems like it's 3 years. It's kind of strange how that goes.
Well,
so
listen,
tell me about that.
We've got a great show lined up for you today. 50 is going to be a lot of fun. Tiffany Nagel, her whole family's been involved in two of the most iconic restaurants that the Valley has ever known. We're going to bring in Amy Richardson, who's been a great supporter of ours from day one, to talk a little bit about real estate and where things are moving here as we exit the summer and get into the fall. And then we're going to begin our podcast today and talk a little Lindancercise.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get into this.
We're gonna talk a little movement.
Line dancers. There's a way to say it.
Lindancercise.
Okay, there it is. That's the voice of Carrie McNeish, who you're going to hear from right after this.
Buying or selling a home is one of the most important decisions you're going to make, so you deserve someone who truly cares about your journey. I'm Amy Richardson with the Savvy Realty Group and HomeSmart. Living and raising my family in Ahwatukee for nearly 20 years, this community isn't just where I work, it's my home. Growing up in the Midwest, I learned early the importance of connections and relationships. These values shape everything I do. From our initial conversation to long after you've settled into your new home, I'm here to provide ongoing support and guidance. From staging to cutting-edge marketing strategies, we expertly showcase your home to sell swiftly for the highest possible price. So if you're ready to buy or sell, please reach out to me. And remember, important decisions require savvy solutions.
Hello, I'm Laura Hertzler, head of school here at Keystone Montessori, nestled in the Ahwatukee foothills. We are celebrating over 25 years of serving the community with authentic Montessori education. Our community at Keystone is home to 12 classrooms serving children from 15 months to 15 years old. We take great pride in each of our Montessori environments that support our students at each stage of their development. Please call us today for more information. We would be happy to welcome you to the Keystone family.
Well, welcome back. It is episode number 50. Thanks again to Amy Richardson from Savvy Realty, Keystone Montessori, the Tutor Doctor, and of course, Alex right here at Vero Pizza.
Steve Petz here.
Steve Petz, I'm Matthew Blades. Carrie McNeish is in the hot seat over here. How you feeling over there? Teal Top?
Feeling good. What are we going to talk about, fellas?
Well, I have a lot of things that I want to talk to you about, okay? I understand, like, if we rewind the tape, you went to Corona.
Oh,
it was your high school.
You did some digging.
Yeah. You studied at ASU.
Yes.
Okay. I know that you used to be a buyer for the Boeing company.
Mm-hmm.
And
Motorola.
And now you're like this group fitness instructor at, I'm guessing more than one gym here in the Valley. But you're teaching what?
So I'm only at one gym in the Valley right now. I'm very happy.
Is that Mountainside?
Shout out to Mountainside.
Oh, I love that gym.
And, Tom Hatton, who owns Mountainside, went to Corona as well.
Oh, really?
He and his sister, and I played on the tennis team. He's younger, slightly younger than me. So that was funny because when I started working there, I didn't know. And then somebody says, Tom Hatton owns this. I was like, Tom Hatton. And then my mom actually worked with his mom. We're all intertwined here in Arizona.
Huh.
But I really do enjoy teaching at Mountainside, and I'm teaching a spin class cycle.
Oh, you are?
Oh yeah, and stepping instructors are dinosaurs.
So it's multiple,
Disciplines.
disciplines
Yes.
at the same place.
Yes, this is not a one-trick pony.
No,
And she's got way more. We're gonna.
got lots of tricks, and I sub in on muscle classes and other things like that. But those are my regular classes. every
Okay.
week. Cycle, which I really enjoy. It's great for non-impact. Right, you're sitting on the bike, you're not standing on your joints. People have knee problems or hips. I think it's good. I try to make it as fun as possible. I play variety of music, lots of 80s. Who doesn't like 80s?
Me.
You play.
What?
You're
I
singing.
know.
Play
I know.
music.
It's
You
the
play
only
music. Are you playing the
decade
guitar
I
now?
like.
Music? Are you playing music? Or are
No,
you
it's just
pressing?
recorded.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I do my own
Yeah.
mix though. I
I
do my own mix.
Okay, I know
recorded,
that.
Pre-recorded stuff.
I have a
do
friend of
my
mine,
own.
Jill McMahon, who we had on the podcast up at Craft 64 in Scottsdale. She's a spin instructor too. It's one of the fun things she does on the side, and I'm always making her playlists and sending them her fun stuff. But you also do something called line dancercise.
Yeah,
It's not Lindancercise.
it's not Lindancercise.
That would be so stupid. Yeah.
So
So
it's line dancing, right? Plus exercise. So you know how there's jazzercise?
yeah.
I sort of adopted. It's not technically registered trademark, but I sort of made my own.
Once it is a trademark, yeah.
Line dancercise. So
Mhm.
we're line dancing, but we're exercising.
Okay.
And you might say you didn't, but you might say, well, Carrie, how is that different?
Well, how is that different, Carrie?
How is it different than the other people who teach line dancing? And I'll tell you, it's because I try to keep us moving through the class. So I put the music on, like in my aerobics classes, right? So I tried to kind of adapt my aerobics style. And then I make us march so they get their steps in. We
Yeah.
talk about steps.
Got to do it.
And then I break the dance down. And then once we have it, we dance it. And then there's really no breaks. So for our hour of class, boom, we're dance on the whole time.
Okay. So can I ask a couple more
You
questions?
fire away. I know.
Where
too
does
much.
this love of fitness and where does this all come from? Where does that start for you?
Honestly, I was a very hyper child. I probably would have been medicated in today's day with
Yeah.
some stuff, but my parents just kept me very busy. So I played tennis. I took dance lessons. They just shuttled me from place to place just to keep me busy. I love dance. I've always loved dance. And then, do you remember sort of in the 80s when gyms started popping up everywhere and they became, big in
Yeah.
the valley? So that's what I started. Well, my sister, let's go try this gym out. Let's go see this gym thing. And then this was old school when they were just teaching high-low aerobics with the whole sort of the Jane Fonda look sort of carry over.
Right. We need to bring that
And-
back, by the way.
Well,
It was
Don't we?
pretty hot.
It
was pretty hot.
We're gonna pause it right when you're done because I got a question on that.
All right, here we
After
go.
we're done, Keep going.
Yeah. So I just fell in love with the group exercise. I mean, it was a perfect fit for my love of dance, but then also, exercise.
Right.
So I kind of got into it. But then shortly after that, ended up getting married and we moved to Seattle. And so I wasn't at that gym anymore, wasn't with my instructor anymore, but they convinced me that I could do it. I could teach myself, even though I couldn't do it I couldn't make money doing it.
No.
You know,
Yeah, it's
I had
hard.
to keep my full-time job, at least at that time. But I could do it on the side. And so this one instructor who I'll always be grateful for gave me, this is back in cassette tapes. So
Come
I'm kinda
on,
really,
let's go.
I'm really dating myself.
I grew up on the cassette
We
tape.
got the cassette tapes and he gave me copies of his cassette tapes.
Yes.
And I practiced and I just put it together. And we ended up moving into an apartment. And the apartment approached, because I said they were all competing for business up there. And I said, well, what do you have to offer the other apartments don't or whatever? And they said, well, and I said, do you have Group Fitness? And they said, do you want to teach it? And we'll give you rent credit. And I was like, since I had no job when we moved up there,
It's
I
like,
was
this is a
you know
solid
what?
Yeah,
move.
sign me
Let's
up.
just do it. And so for 3 times a week, I taught for an hour and a half in their we had to move the chairs and the tables out. And that's actually how I got to know a lot of people up there. It was kind of fun. And we made a lot of friends. And
There it is. All right. What,
That's
what do you
kind
got?
of the
What do you
beginning
got
of
for
it.
her?
She was talking about some trends. So one of my
Yeah.
questions around that from leg warmers to line dancing.
Uh-huh.
What's the wildest fitness trend you've seen come and go since the 90s?
It's got to be the Zumba craze.
well, that hasn't gone, right? So he said come and go.
Oh.
So the Zumba's still around, still
It's
going,
pretty-
going
it's-
strong.
Somebody
You
just-
think
somebody-
Dance
strong?
fitness. I think dance fitness has really caught on.
Yeah, my wife loves all of
Dance
it. Yeah.
fitness. And then
Yeah.
there's different names at different places,
Yeah.
right? But just basically
But what has
combining
come
dance
and
fitness.
gone? What's
Okay.
the, what's the
I-
saying again?
Definitely some of the outfits.
The
I s-
leotard.
Yeah, the leotards that go up the
Your
back.
ass.
Yes. Yeah. And I
Gone.
had those. I had those because they made your hips slimming sort
Yeah.
of. Or you
And you
thought
were
so.
like, what did you wear underneath them? Like nylons
Yeah.
or something?
You
Or
wore
like
other-
spandex
you wore
pants?
tights,
Yeah,
your
tights.
tights. And then you had the leotards over it
Yeah.
and the sports bra,
So
everything
gone
going
are the
on.
leotards.
Yeah, gone are the leotards, gone are the tights. Really, now you have the leggings.
Yeah,
right? The yoga
all leggings.
Yeah.
Would you say most of the people that come to your classes are in leggings?
Cycle class,
Oh,
people
yeah.
where they come in. Some of them come full
Yeah.
gear. Like
Well, when
they're
I
out-
was a spinner, I wore my pants and my shoes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they come in full
I can
gear.
see that.
Yeah.
All
Thank
geared
you.
up. Yeah.
But these tight, what I tell people about spin, if you're new to spinning, is make sure you wear tight pants. Because I got told the very first time I took a certification class, she was like, listen, it's going to ride up. Whatever
Yeah.
you have is going to ride up and
You don't want
chafe.
that.
No, you don't want that. So tight, just have everything tight. So if it's shorts or whatever, tight and nothing underneath. No
This is a
undies,
hot tip.
nothing.
Yeah, keep it
It's
tight.
this is, you heard it here, guys. I heard it from Reebok and now you're hearing it from here. Don't wear things
is
that
it.
go in.
You don't want
Yeah.
movement. Movement
Very
equals
bad.
Very
chafing.
simple, folks. Keep it tight.
Keep it tight.
Keep it tight.
And no
Okay.
things underneath that are gonna.
Just keep her
Right.
tight.
Yeah. So I'm guessing with the line dancercise, is it a lot of country music?
It's whoever teaches it gets to be in control typically, unless you're at a place that says this is what we want you to teach. So there might be country bars that say we want you to teach primarily country. That happens. But at Cactus Jack's, where I teach on Wednesdays, 6:30 to 8:30 every Wednesday, they have been so great to me and my group. They picked us up. We were little orphans because the place that I was teaching at closed. So they brought our group in, and they let me do whatever. But we do have a lot of country lovers, so I have to
Yeah.
have country, and then I do half other stuff. So, for example, we're getting close to our Proud American Summer Party, which is next week. And for that event, we'll be doing American-themed songs. So not all country, like, I don't know, Surfing USA is one of them, and that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I'm
So-
proud to be an American.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
that'll
There
kick
you
in
go.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
love it.
Work on that a little bit.
Yeah.
What else you
Yeah, I
got
like
for
that.
you? Your
So,
friend
okay,
over
my
here.
friend,
You guys
okay.
go boating together. You
Yes.
guys
Well,
know
I mean,
each
I know
other.
she's taught kickboxing,
Yes.
aqua aerobics, obviously
Yes.
line
So
dancer
fun.
size. What's the spiciest moment as I was looking
What
for?
do you mean spicy?
Spicy. I'll let her decide that. That's ever happened in class that made you go, did that just happen?
I mean,
Has anybody ever hit on somebody during
No,
class?
oh, we've
don't-
got a lot of
See,
we've
yeah.
got a lot of people that have partnered up through my class.
Really?
Okay, so there must
Yeah,
be some
some
spice.
are together,
Okay.
some are not together. Still,
So
we don't need to go there.
So here's the question: if you hook up in the class and then you break up, which one stops going to the class? The one that was there second?
I mean, that's how.
Is that the
I'm
rule?
thinking of one. I'm saying yes.
Yeah, that's the rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever came
you
second
established,
has to
whoever's
leave.
I don't
established.
know if there's a rule, and there shouldn't or a rule, and I don't think there should. I mean, I'm welcoming to
Yeah, these
both,
are unwritten rules.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it is a tricky situation, right?
Yeah.
Because then
So-
you have
so
the
nobody's-
glaring.
Yeah.
Right.
I was
That's
saying,
never
I was
good.
thinking spicy. I thought for sure one of these classes that somebody had lost their top, something
No,
that's like that.
I've never had.
Oh, really?
that
I
know
would think
of.
everybody would be there just to have the greatest time.
No, I mean, because they're dancing around like that and working out.
Oh, you mean
Lost
like
their
lost
spiciest
some
moment.
clothes?
No, people always
Oh.
wear their little.
Okay.
Everything's too tight to move. Like
Yeah.
my wife is like, "Can you
People-
take my sports bra off?" And I'm
And
like,
line-
"No, I
at- at-
can't."
at literally Cactus Jack's, they wearing tight stuff.
No, Cactus Jack's is different. Cactus Jack's
There
is
you
different.
go. Okay,
so
let's
you'll
talk-
see everything
Sp-
from
okay,
the
how-
full country outfit, right, with
Okay.
the boots, the skirts. the
Yeah.
So
cute,
maybe I should
super
ask
cute.
maybe I should ask that question with Cactus Jack's in mind. What's the spiciest
Oh
Cactus
my
Jack's?
gosh! Well,
moment?
because there's
See, now it's, oh my
because there's
gosh.
libations going on at Cactus
See?
Jack's,
Mm.
things can get a little fun.
Okay.
Yeah, but
like what? So
but I
tell-
haven't
tell
seen
the
any
audience.
inappropriate
We're
per
not.
se.
We're not. I'm not trying to draw that. I'm trying to draw the audience
Oh,
in because
it's
people
fun.
people like fun stuff.
Sounds
It's
like you're looking
fun.
for a sex story.
No, I'm
Yeah.
looking for people
Yeah.
to come to Cactus Jack's.
It looks like you
and
want a
enjoy
boob to
themselves.
pop out, or you want like somebody. To
I
show
thought there'd
their
be a
ass.
spicy moment. I know Carrie and what she does and the
Yeah.
music she plays.
I
I'm figuring
mean-
something. And you know what? She's not. You know what? If she digs deep, she knows exactly what I'm talking about, and she's got a story, but she's not thinking of it now. But
Right.
we'll move on. Go ahead.
Yes.
How about
I mean,
that?
a lot of
There's
the
no spicy
but
story.
I try to get people to like loosen up and
Yeah.
have some fun and and do this. And I'm
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
the ringleader of
But
that.
Cactus Jack's, it happens, right?
I'm sure it does, but
Yeah.
we're kind of on the Wednesday line dancing. We're kind of serious about our line dancing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're serious about line dancing, you're going to be at Cactus Jack's, not these other places.
Okay.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
Not these
Okay.
other places.
Not these other places.
So what about
Uh,
you? What about you, Matthew? You thinking about this line dancer?
No,
size
I'm
thing?
not a big line dancer person. I look. I'm just gonna
Did you
say it
try
out
it,
loud.
though?
Oh, I did.
Did
I
you-
did try it, and I tried it in like where the mecca of all line dancing was Midland, Odessa, Texas.
Okay.
I lived in West Texas for a little while. I went to this country bar. They didn't have one of those globes in the dance floor. They had a spinning rhinestone saddle.
That is so awesome.
And the saddle spun in the middle of the thing. And there's a couple of cool songs out there. There's like one line dancing song that I can never think of that I really like. But I understand that a lot of people really like this sort of choreographed dance. And it is nice to sort of know what you're supposed to do next. I think that alleviates a lot of anxiety for people like me who don't necessarily want to freestyle. Right?
There's a time and a place for freestyle.
But it's helpful to have like this is what we do next, or this is what we do next. You know, it's like in yoga. I know the poses.
Right. Everybody's working together towards the goal of moving the
It's
same
fun.
direction, doing the same thing. Then we add our own little flavor, but it's subtle, not obvious.
Yeah.
Right.
I like what you're doing. You know, we talk a lot about longevity in the world that I live in, and you know, exercise is a really key component.
And there's a
Connection.
There's a major thing we haven't talked about yet. She didn't bring it up in the beginning. Carrie is also a pickleball extraordinaire. We've had major
really?
pickleball.
I don't know if I'd use the word extraordinary. Enthusiast.
I mean, extraordinary enthusiast. Sorry, audience. Whatever you want to use, throw it in there. She loves pickleball.
Love pickleball.
There
Have
we
you been
go.
to the new pickler up there off
She's-
Warner?
Yes, we were just
She's
saying.
just
I went.
joined.
Well, yes, I went. I just. I'm doing the 30 days for $30. You're welcome, Pickler, because my friends dragged me over there. But you know what the benefit is? It's air conditioned. It's
So how
it's
many courts
real
are inside?
Outside courts,
Yeah.
10 at the Pickler. Now, this is Tempe I'm talking about.
Oh.
Because I'll be independently owned. I don't know. But you go in, air conditioned, 10 beautiful new courts. There's more space, what I hear, than some of the other places in between. Because, you know, if you back up to get that long ball, you need room or you hit the fence.
Yeah.
So I just been trying it out. I'm in my 30 days. I'm in my $30 for 30 days and I'm trying it out. But I love it. I love that you can go and open play and just for an hour or 2 hours or whatever and just play with all these people. And of course, I'm seeing a lot of people I know.
Right, for sure.
So it's fun.
So throw pickleball enthusiast on her
All right.
list of major things.
I just
Before-
like being active.
Okay, so but I want to get back to this line dancercise. I'm gonna.
All right, let's bring it all
I
home.
got
Let's
to
bring
go.
it
We're
all
gonna bring it
home.
home. I got a great question for you,
Oh,
Carrie.
okay. I can't wait.
Okay. If aliens landed on Earth and demanded to learn
I love it already,
one line dance, okay.
Uh-huh.
And what dance are you teaching them and why?
Oh, I have such a great answer.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to teach them MIB. So do you remember? Men in Black.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a dance to that.
Do
Men
it.
in
Do a
Black.
couple moves. Show
Oh.
us.
I haven't even done
We don't
that
have a
one in
camera to
while.
put it on
I
there.
know.
Yeah.
All
You
right,
guys
so-
gotta come get some clips.
Okay.
from
Yeah,
practice
we
and
well,
stuff.
yeah,
we'll go to Cactus Jack's and we'll let people
Cue
see
it up.
what's
Yeah,
up.
cue it up. Let's see if we can get some of those in there.
I
Okay.
think you should bring your whole setup there. And you,
Like do a pod.
Yeah.
Really?
yeah, the owners would be totally up for that.
Okay.
Well, you have to give us a call.
Well,
they're in
and
town.
I got a buddy that plays over there a lot, Blaine Long,
Mhm.
and so maybe he could do the music that day.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
we
that'd be cool.
we
All right, we'll
incorporate
work this
music.
out.
I love that.
Well, it was so nice to meet you, Carrie.
That's very nice
Yeah.
to be
Yeah,
here.
yeah, great.
Thank you
If
for inviting
people
me.
want to experience your greatness, when is it? When are you doing this thing at Mountainside? Is it usually most mornings?
Most mornings, I'm like the 9:30 girl, 9:30 in the morning. So I'm there for cycle or step around 9:30, Monday through Saturday. I alternate on Saturdays, but yeah. And then Cactus Jack's every Wednesday,
Every Wednesday,
Wednesday night.
from
What time?
6:30 to 8:30 p.m.
Okay.
it done.
And then they could stay later if
They
they,
can
want.
stay later and have
Yeah, hang
a
out.
cocktail and visit and
Food,
ask
right?
questions. And yeah, their food is really yummy.
Okay,
If you like
awesome.
burgers and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Yeah,
who
great.
doesn't?
All right, we're gonna get a pretty little photo taken together, and then
Awesome.
take a break. When we come
Yeah.
back,
Thanks, Carrie.
Thank you for having
Amy
me.
Yeah.
Richardson will be here. We'll see everybody in a minute.
At Vero Chicago Pizza Ahwatukee, we focus on quality and a great pizza experience.
With over 30 years in the business, we've perfected our craft to bring you the best. Our pizzas are made with top quality ingredients, creating rich flavors that capture the essence of Chicago-style pizza. And our family recipes like the homemade meatballs and Italian beef sandwich add a special touch to our menu. Enjoying a meal at Vero is about more than just food. It's about making memories with friends and family in a welcoming space.
Join us at Vero Chicago Pizza Ahwatukee and taste the difference for yourself.
Hi, I'm Kim Selchin, owner of Tutor Doctor of Ahwatukee, Chandler, and Gilbert. We understand every student is unique, which is why we meet them where they feel most at ease, whether online, at home, or in a public space. Our academic coaching is designed to help even the brightest students overcome organizational challenges, sharpen study skills, and build confidence, empowering them to achieve their best. From kindergarten to adult, we believe every student can be successful. We also have expert SAT and ACT coaches to help teens with college admissions and scholarships. I'm excited to learn how we can partner with your family to help today's learners become tomorrow's successful adults.
Welcome back to segment number 2 of our Move the Needle podcast. I'm Matthew Steve. We're live at Vero Pizza, where it all started 50 episodes ago.
50 episodes ago, almost a year to the day, literally like a year to the day. I can't even believe it. And somebody was with us on that first day.
I was going to say the
here
same
again.
thing.
Amazing. And she's been here with us the journey. I said before we went on the air that if you've watched any of our shows and you don't know who she is, then I don't know how.
No, we can't help you.
I know.
We can't help you. Amy Richardson joins us one more time from the Savvy Realty Group, and she's, you're such a great supporter of what we do here. So first and foremost, thank you.
Well, it's
awesome.
worth supporting.
And secondly, I love kind of what your vibe is all about. I was kind of sniffing her out on social media today, just kind of getting an idea for what you've been putting up and talking about lately. And I'm excited to jump into a couple of things that I think are going to be interesting. So
go for it.
Let's start right here. By the time this episode comes out, it's going to be early August, right?
Yes.
So tail end of the summer, still hotter than crap here in Arizona. What do you think is going to be our end of summer into fall scenario here from the buyers and sellers market that we're seeing?
Well, always summer is a little bit slower than the rest of the year. We are the opposite of pretty much everywhere else in the country. Everybody else in the country, you hear them,
busy.
Summer is busy. The listings are going off the shelf real quick. Well, summer here, everybody goes on vacation. They get out of the heat. They're definitely not wanting to, wander around looking at houses.
It's like buying a house in Minnesota in January. It just doesn't happen.
It's just tough.
Go house shopping stuff.
Yeah. So it's interesting because that is always the case. But this last 8-9 months, we've had a bit of a buyer's market anyway, and we've had a slowdown, and the rates haven't improved. And, we've been dealing with affordability factors and buyers just not wanting to get off the fence, right? So that being said, year over year, 2024 summer to 2025 summer has been dynamically different, and it really truly shows our buyer's market and what's going on. So for example, the same amount of buyers I think are basically out there, the same amount of closings are kind of happening. However, active listings are up 71% this year from last year. So sellers are starting to come off the fence, but buyers haven't necessarily been saying, I want to also jump in. So same amount of buyers, way more sellers. 71% up on that. Cancellations year to date this week in 2024, it's up 42% cancellations from this same time
Define
last
that for
year.
somebody who doesn't understand that.
So your house, you list it, you come out with your price, you are, hopeful and you want to get a certain price. Maybe you do a couple price drops. Maybe you do some improvements. You're really trying to get your house sold and it's not happening. And you finally say, I'm pulling it off the market. I'm not going to, I can't go any lower. I can't offer any more. I don't want to deal with this. I'm just going to wait.
So it's beyond their bottom line.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
probably
up
is.
42% since last year.
Keep going. Wow. I know that you were on a roll.
Days on market is up 24%. So even the ones who are lucky and get that buyer, it's taking a little bit more time. I think it's like from 60 days this time last year to 72 average days on market.
Okay. So people can't really expect a quick sale right now.
I mean, if you have that perfect home, it's always going to be the one. I mean, there's buyers waiting. They're there. They're looking. They're watching. They're waiting. They're waiting to pull the trigger for that perfect home. And we talked about this last time. They want everything done. They want a turnkey. They want to walk into the home that they dream of and get it for 10% less. That's what they want.
Well, that's, you know what? But here, it's their turn. I mean, the market hasn't always been
Very
that
true.
way. So right now, they've got their pick. And again, like I would say, listen, if you have a beautiful home and it's special, I think that's what you're kind of explaining. That's you're seeing those homes sell because
absolutely.
People have their choice and they're picking the good ones.
You
It's
think
just
this is
the
also-
average
They're able
ones.
to cherry pick right now.
They're cherry picked. The average to ones that need work, probably the ones that are sitting, right?
Right.
Let me ask you a question for the table. Is this also a good time for investors to be buying property if it's a buyer's market? Are they getting what they want out of the deal?
Okay, so that's a really great question. And in certain scenarios, yes. So investors who may want to hold it for a little bit longer, not necessarily a fix and flipper, they're not going to get their investment back out of the property right now. They want deep discounts. If they're going to take that risk, they're looking.
Those aren't there.
They
Really,
they can
rarely.
be. For those people who aren't canceling, maybe they are going to a wholesaler and saying, I just want to unload this. I got to get out, right? So that could be happening. So that is a potential. However, I also think that people who may want to buy rental properties, great time for that. You know, the rental market is pretty safe right now. A lot of people are renting instead of buying. And so I think that that's a really big place for people to decide, you know, hey, good time to get either a second home, a rental property, something like that.
Getting good cash flows. That's all I could say on that. I'm glad you threw it out to the table. I'm glad she went at that because I don't have any answers for that. So awesome, Amy.
What's
Thank
on the
you.
softball sheet
So,
over
okay,
there?
let's see. Okay. I know about, Amy separates herself from the rest of the people in town.
It's something I call badassery.
Yes, her badassery. She offers what's called the white glove service. So, what's the most unexpected or above beyond thing you've ever done for a client that no one would believe is just real estate?
Ooh, well, there's ones I won't discuss here. No.
Okay.
No,
That's fair.
mainly.
Her name is Jane. No.
Mainly because you never know who's watching, right?
Right,
and
exactly.
you don't want to upset anyone. But
Right.
there are definitely things, personalized situations that I've gotten myself into, and my empathy kicks in, and I spend way more hours than I think an average agent would be willing to spend doing certain things. Like, for example, I had a client, a very moderately priced home in Sun Lakes. Their parent had dementia. They lived in Iowa. They're trying to get their house ready. Every time they came out to try to deal with it, they also had to bring their parent. I spent half the time babysitting the parent and the other half the time doing the labor to get the house ready, including pressure washing the outside and the garage floors, being there and getting someone to haul stuff off to the dump, just cleaning up the backyard, becoming all the things, a landscaper, a housekeeper, all that sorts of stuff. And they were very, very grateful. But I mean, my commission on that deal was probably $10 an hour by the time I was done. So
There's a great story to tell because we haven't quite built up our Iowa audience yet.
Yeah,
so
right.
I don't
So
think
that's
they've
why
heard
that
it.
one
So
was safe,
they're safe.
right?
Good to go, Amy.
I noticed you posted something the other day. You were talking about something I know nothing about, which is accessory dwelling units.
yes.
You were having this thing, I guess Phoenix updated their zoning laws. And now one of the smartest ways to generate passive income, boost your home value, and create flexible living solutions is to get involved in ADUs.
Yeah.
Do you know about ADUs?
Don't know.
We
Can you
kind
help
of we touched on it last time I was here.
I thought it sounded familiar,
Yeah.
but it obviously didn't stick.
I must have went right over my head because that doesn't even ring a bell.
So
Yeah.
who would want an ADU? Where do you find ADUs? I mean, what can we learn from you about
What
them?
is it?
Accessory dwelling
Dwelling
unit
unit.
is what it stands for, but it can be a casita. It can be a
Oh.
tiny house in your backyard. It
I
can
do
be
remember.
That's it.
I forgot
something
the
with
acronym.
a separate entrance that allows for your mother-in-law to live with you without you having to have the comings and goings known.
A shed now. These big
a
sheds
she
at
shed.
Lowe's.
Yeah,
A she shed. You throw it in there.
Exactly. But
sounds
yes,
fun,
I mean,
right?
again, affordability has been a huge factor, and unless the mortgage rates go down or people's incomes go up significantly. The one thing that is happening is housing is going down a little bit. However, it still hasn't gotten people over the fact that they can't afford the monthly payment unless they get help, whether that's a roommate, whether that's having the kids come back home, whether that's letting their parents move in. These multi-family dwelling type situations.
And just really quick, for my own clarity with these things, are HOAs generally speaking approving any of these upgrades, or are they putting up a fight for some of this stuff?
So, I mean, specific HOAs would have requirements around your casita having to look like the rest of your house or
Okay.
having the roof line be the same or things like that. But the cities of themselves have pretty much zero guidelines around it. You're allowed in your backyard to have up to 2 ADUs unless you have an acre, and then you can have even more.
Okay.
But that being said, I think that most people who are going to add something like that to their home want it to look nice.
Yeah,
and
they want it to look like the rest of the house.
What happens is the HOAs can't say if you can have roommates or not. Some of them try to say that only one single family unit can be in a property, but then you come across a whole bunch of other people that are really upset with how is that defined and what does that look like and what is a one single family under the roof look like these days. So yeah.
All right, what do you got?
I know you know Amy's a
y'all
mom.
had dinner last night without me.
That's true. That is true. But I know you know she's a mom. But I'm not sure if you know that she's a mom of 2 seniors coming up this year. One high school senior, one college senior.
Really?
Question.
A lot of graduation stuff.
Wow.
Thinking
Good
of
for
it
you.
already.
But be honest, Amy, which is harder to manage? Listing negotiations or teen emotions?
Honestly, listing negotiations are probably easier, but I will say
I figured that.
seller emotions and buyer emotions and teen emotions, they can all be very similar.
She's
I'll
dealing
tell
with a
you.
lot of emotions.
Yeah, I do. I consider myself, I can be a therapist, I can be a marriage counselor, I can be an Uber driver. It's all the things, whether that's dealing with, my kids and dealing with therapy, can you guys get along better? Or if it's dealing with, a buyer's husband and wife situation, seller, all
Which
of it.
one has been more interesting to watch, the college graduate or the high school graduate?
Ooh. Both very different,
Yeah.
right? It's been really neat to see my daughter who's in college kind of come into her own and really gain her independence, unless she's calling me 24 times to find out, how she gets into the dermatologist or can I pay for this or that. But other than that, she's very independent.
Besides that,
with her being in Texas, I think that was kind of like it forced her to gain some independence and do some things that she probably wouldn't have otherwise. I can't go to every doctor appointment if she gets sick or this or that. So she's had to kind of fend for herself a little bit. So that's been really fun to watch.
Yeah.
And then my son, he's got a job. He works at Shields. He's pretty independent actually, unless it's breakfast time, and then he expects me to make him breakfast or
guy.
lunch
Good for him.
or whatever. I still kind of he's my youngest, and I still cater to him.
It's called the baby. You could say it.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
the baby, the family.
or the prince, whatever.
Yeah.
I've been told I
prince.
treat him like a prince,
Yeah.
but
our days with our kids are numbered.
that's very true.
I had a statistic one time. It was a guy that I had on my other podcast. He said 90% of the time we spend with our kids is before the age of 18.
Although these days, like I said, they're moving
Could
back
be changing
home.
a little bit.
I'm
They're
excited.
moving back home.
I'm excited. I'm one of those too. You know,
Yeah.
that. You heard about
You're-
that.
Yeah, your
ready.
daughter's
You're
moving
ready
back
I'm
home.
so
for it.
excited. Shout out this 50. I'm celebrating that for sure.
If you're just joining us, we're sitting down with Amy Richardson from Savvy Realty Group. She has been a supporter of us from jump. This is episode number 50 of our podcast, which is really exciting. You made a post the other day where you were talking about roofs. And I know we've kind of touched on this a couple of times, but it keeps showing up for you.
Yeah.
So
No,
it
does.
must keep being something that people are having to deal with and talk about.
True.
And this is, I think, incredibly important for our Ahwatukee audience, because almost every house was built back here. All the OGs were built back here in mid-90s, right?
Yep.
Right.
And now we're getting to that stage where the roof is like,
We've gotten there. Not getting. It's
We're
not-
there.
It's there. We're there.
Yeah. And
some are
and-
hanging in, but some aren't.
Well, and I actually did an interview with my favorite insurance
Rebecca.
agent, Rebecca Kosman.
This is what I'm
Shout
talking
out to
about.
Rebecca. Yeah.
What's up, Rebecca?
Let's get her. Let's get her involved in the show. How
Hey,
about
there
that,
you go.
Rebecca?
Yeah.
She'd
All
love
right,
that.
we're calling you on.
Yes.
But yeah, and she basically said, you can be canceled for your roof being
Isn't that
too old.
crazy?
Like they will cancel you.
Time to get it fixed up.
Yeah, and if you don't have roof insured, that's kind of your biggest concern. So yeah, get it checked, get it inspected.
How much are roofs costing these
Well,
days?
obviously it depends on the square footage.
Okay.
Depends on if it's a flat roof. Depends on if it's the
But we could
tile
say like
roof,
the
it depends-
average 2,500 square foot Ahwatukee.
15
House.
to 20 grand.
Yeah, I was gonna say, depending on your roofer, depending on
I just
the
got one
warranties
fairly recently,
and all
so that's
that.
why I
You
did it.
did?
And I shopped
15
a
to
little bit.
20 is very
It's where they
common
run.
and average. Yes.
Yeah, I just did 2 air conditioning units,
Yeah,
and
so
that
you know
one was
that one.
Yeah.
You know the
Yeah.
pricing on that.
Yeah.
I
Believe
needed a
me.
defibrillator when that
Yeah.
one was done.
And again, those are things that buyers are looking at. Again, they can ask for the moon right now. They can say, I don't like the color of that bedroom. Will you please paint it? And then I'll offer you a contract. And these people are doing it because
Wow.
they need to sell. I
They
mean,
wanna
if you
move.
need to sell, you'll do things.
Is there
That's
anything
smart.
shocking you in the market right now? Is there anything that's surprising that you can't I can't get my head around this?
Well, concessions are up too. So
Okay.
again, like I said, if you don't like the color of the room, you ask for a paint concession or a flooring concession if you don't like that
So
carpet.
those are shocking, right? They're just themselves. Those are pretty surprising,
And then
right?
sometimes people are just asking for a concession to buy down their rate. And that's going along with affordability. If you can't afford to get into a home with the way the rates are right now, you look at a home that may have been sitting on the market and you can say, hey, will you offer me $10,000 to buy down my rate? And that's happening. So the 2-1 rate
Interesting.
buy down is really
I heard
big
that.
right now.
I've heard that. That's on the street.
And
for
so
sure.
basically it's a buy down for 2 years. The first year is 2% and the second year is 1%.
Which is really saving you really hard dollars in your pocket.
Yeah. So instead of saying I'm going to offer you $10,000 less for your home, well, you may do that too, but you're saying, can you give me $10,000 towards buying down my rate? And what it does, the great part about it is that if rates were to turn around in 6 months, whatever that seller gave, like let's say it's $10,000, it goes into an escrow account that then just gets paying the differential of what that mortgage rate actually costs versus what the buyer is paying.
I gotcha.
So it's in an escrow account. It belongs to the buyer. Let's say rates go down in 6 months. The buyer gets the rest of that money back and can use it towards whatever they need to.
This is why she's different than
I know.
others, right?
I get
These
it.
are strategies for sellers to get their house
We're
sold.
gonna,
by the way.
and we're going to show her human side because she's done such an amazing job. She
She's
always
been
does.
a perfectly good human this whole time.
Right, exactly, and giving us a ton of knowledge. But okay, so here it is for our audience. We're going to show the human side of Amy. Okay, you call yourself savvy. Okay, but what's
This is
one
gonna be a
time?
rap.
Oh,
You call
I
yourself.
hope so.
But what's one time in your career where you didn't feel so savvy you could share with our audience that teach you about being great at what you do?
This is also
Okay.
called the Let's Humble Our Guests.
Right?
So when you've had some, you just didn't feel so savvy. Think about it. This is the human side.
Okay. So, I mean, it's kind of similar to the first question you ever asked me about, something embarrassing you did, right? I mean,
Okay, there you
okay,
go.
so this was very unsavvy of me. I accidentally put the key in my pocket on a final walkthrough.
Love where this is
And-
going.
It's way up in Fountain Hills.
Oh,
up
throw that
all
in there.
the-
They're way
Yeah,
up. Which
way
if
up.
people don't know Fountain Hills, it's way up there.
Far, 50-minute drive. And it, like I said, it was a virtual final walkthrough because my clients lived in California and we're moving here.
Throw that in there too. Even
So,
worse.
I didn't even think about the fact that I put the key in my pocket. I drove away and it was 2 days before closing. And the other agent, goes to the house to check, make sure everything's good before closing.
No
Make
key.
sure no key. So she, contacts me and I said, I have no idea. Like, let me go look. Oh my gosh, did I put that in my pocket? Because I must have. Well, I couldn't find it. Couldn't find it anywhere. Nowhere.
It vanished.
It was gone. Like I had to hire a locksmith to come and unlock the
good.
house.
Okay, I love it because you know what? That's
So unsavvy.
See, that is pretty unsavvy. But again, like hearing that and seeing that, it shows who she is. People love her around town. She's got tons of friends. She's again a socialite too.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
I
you'll
know,
find her at
you
Vero.
wearing all these hats?
You'll find her at Vero Pizza, hanging out.
Yeah,
just doing that stuff.
So Vero Pizza makes us socialites now.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll
And-
take
and
it.
the
I'm a
foothills-
socialite
And
too.
Ahwatukee foothills. It
Yeah.
does,
Right,
right?
there you go.
Yeah, this place
Places
has
to
really,
be seen.
Exactly.
that is
Support
it.
local.
Exactly.
Anything that's important to you that you want to make sure we get out on today's podcast that you've been thinking about?
Well, gosh, we covered a lot of the things.
It's covered a lot of ground. Yeah.
Obviously, like I said, sellers right now just need strategies to make sure that they're making their house stand out from the rest. And one of the things I offer is a complimentary staging consultation. I have a professional stager come in. I spend that on my dime. They walk through the entire property, taking pictures back to front, and we make recommendations based on, okay, if you're wanting to sell for the most money in the shortest amount of time, what are going to be the best bang for your buck to get this house sold, to make sure that your property shines better than others.
Smart.
I also obviously use professional photographer, videographer. We do drone footage. I put together professional video, and then I also highlight the community features, and I use paid ads behind my digital for digital marketing. And I have views upwards of 80,000 people. You know, sometimes my videos get 3 days worth of watching compared to, say, the average is 55 minutes, you know? So
that should be so exciting for a seller right now. Like, it should be such an exciting thing to hear.
Yeah, I hired a very masterful. She's literally a master's in digital marketing. She's been recognized by Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, I think you say.
We'll go with it.
And she is top notch, and she has been training me to do these videos this way with the ad spend behind in a very particular way, with getting the the specific views and the watch time and the engagement and the shares, and it's worked.
Yeah, that's amazing. She has made it a big time presence, and there's going to be something else she's going to be doing exciting. We could not, by the time this is announced, Amy is going to be co-authoring a book that'll
with
be
my coach.
With your coach. By the time this coming out, will it be out or about?
No, we're probably looking at late fall.
Okay, so we'll look
What's
out
the book
for
going
that
to be
too.
about?
Kind of what I just talked about with you. It's really kind of telling sellers, you know, think of, you're thinking about selling. One, what questions should you ask your agents when you're interviewing them? Because you should interview your agent. You know, what types of questions should you ask? What should you look for? What types of things makes your home stand out? All the do's and don'ts about, you know, getting your home ready, and, you know, the pitfalls to avoid.
All the stuff.
And then it really does go into a lot of how the digital marketing is really different than saying you're posting it on your Facebook page and, I do digital social media. Yeah. Well, they post it on a Facebook page, or do you get it out to 80,000 people for 3 days worth of watch time?
There you go.
You know what? You're impressive.
Well, thank you.
No, you are. I mean, like, we don't sit down with that. I'm like, I don't throw that around lightly. I don't sit down with people all the time that impress me, but like, you're really getting after it in a intentional way, aren't you?
Well, I really want to be a community market leader here, and part of it is I'm also working on getting a page together that'll be great for buyers, especially if they're coming from out of town. It's going to have community videos. One of the first ones I want to do is with Vero's Pizza. I'm going to pick all kinds of local community driven restaurants, and whether it's, you know, dermatologist, your favorite chiropractor, all these things. I want to interview people. I'm going to get out there in the community. These are all going to be on a page. So if a buyer says, you know, hey, what's available in your community, I can point them right to it.
Taking it a step further with her service.
She's savvy.
Yeah, she's
savvy. Amy, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you guys for having me.
Great to have you.
Always a pleasure.
I love having you on. I mean, I learned so much. Whether I retain it, that's you.
I do a little bit. As soon as I forgot that acronym, but once we started talking, it all came back to me.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break from Vero Pizza. Probably go grab a slice ourselves, and when we come back, we're gonna sit down with the owner of one of the most iconic restaurants, two of the most iconic restaurants.
The
family, right in the Valley. We'll see you in a minute. Hi there, my name is Matthew Blades.
And I'm Steve Petz. And together we host the YouTube and podcast series, Move the Needle.
And we're reaching out to you because we're looking for incredible guests in our community who are doing just that, moving the needle. So who are you thinking?
Restaurant owners, business owners, educators, coaches,
professional baseball, football, basketball, whatever, former athletes, nonprofit leaders, speakers, authors. If you're moving the needle in our community, we'd love to feature you on our podcast.
Really, if you're a person of impact, positive impact, trying to transform.
You don't want anybody with negative impact?
No negative impact. No negativity. That's the only criteria. How about that?
All right. If you're interested in being a guest on our Move the Needle YouTube and podcast series, hit the link below, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you.
Well, welcome back for segment number 3 of our Move the Needle podcast. This is episode number 50, Steve.
Exciting. Finish it up with an amazing guest.
Oh, this one's bringing the energy. You can already feel it. So Tiffany's family has an incredible history here in the Valley. We're going to get to some of that stuff now. Some may know her as Tiffany Nagel. Those who know her well will know her as Tiffany Allison, and welcome to our show.
Yeah. That's why I go by Tiffany Chilada, because it's just so much less confusing for people.
And that sounds cooler, too. I like that. I mean, not that your names aren't cool. Chilada sounds
Well, I always thought, like, if somebody gave me a bad Yelp review, it's like you punched my baby. And I would say that before I have kids, but now that I have kids, I know it's true. Because I actually, I feel about our family business kind of the way I feel about my own kids.
Wow.
Well,
you've leaked it out. I mentioned that you and your family have held ownership in 2 of the most iconic restaurants in the Valley, right? I mean, Rustler's Roost is one that everybody knows. Enchiladas has got such a deep history here in it. And so where do you fall in the family tree? Give us a little lens.
So we're our building, our restaurant is really weird. We're 9 generations family owned, but it's been 4 different Arizona families.
Okay.
And although my personal family history does have a past with it,
Okay.
my dad started running it in the late 70s, early 80s, took ownership in 94 with his silent partner. And then later my sister and I were able to buy out his silent partner. So it's just been kind of a successation of that.
All in the family.
All in the family. Yeah, well, and it goes back to, I was looking at the history of enchiladas, and it goes back to the 1890s.
Yes. So 20 years longer than Arizona's been a state.
Right. Back when it was an untamed territory, and what is now Enchilada's main dining room was the general store for the laborers who worked at the Rico mines, the Rio Rico mines.
This is my granddad. He was one of those guys.
Let's show that.
So we're located on what's called Dreamy Draw Drive.
Sure, I know it.
So it's right at the base of Ahwatukee Mountain. So they used to mine for mercury and cinnabar, and mercury makes you high. So they started calling that Dreamy Draw Drive because the miners would come and they'd be high from the mercury, dreamily cross the draw, and they would come to us when we were a trading post. My granddad and my uncle Carmel would wrangle all the way from Mogollon Rim back to Avondale. And they would stop there at a trading post. They would trade rattlesnake skins for hat bands, moonshine during the Prohibition.
Sounds
this
fun.
Is a picture of
Sounds fun.
my
that
granddad
must have been
in
a
front
really
of there.
cool time, right?
Right, and that was
This
the
is a great
1930s.
That's a great picture.
Everybody thinks it's Elvis.
Well,
handsome,
so I'm looking at the timeline that you guys have on your website, and in the 30s, Dave and Jesse Noble, the owners at the time, get their first liquor license. And so this becomes one of the first restaurants to be able to serve liquor, right?
Right, correct.
I mean, you think about where this is on the timeline of important shiz in our history, and
Arizona,
this is a big deal when
we
become a state, when Prohibition kind of goes away, and now people are drinking.
That bar was called the Peak Steakhouse, and that's how Ahwatukee got its name, because of the girls in the Peak. So there was a plexiglass ceiling above the bar.
Look at that, Matthew.
The women would roll around in lingerie.
Now we're
and the
getting
men
a little.
would pick their dancing partner for the night.
See, dance. Now we're talking. Now we were That's what we were looking for before.
So the joke was the peak at the peak, right?
Yeah, this is fascinating. So it has nothing to do with the mountains. It has everything to do with the girls dancing.
So that mountain, I can. So that mountain, Ahwatukee Peak, was before that called Squaw Peak after the Peak Steakhouse. But before that, it was actually called Squaw Tit. And then Carl Hayden, this is truth. Yeah. Carl Hayden was trying to get the female vote at the time. So he renamed it after the Peak Steakhouse, the mountain itself. Because it was at the base of the
you love that type
mountain.
of history, don't you?
It's fascinating
Squat
to me.
I mean, you love that. That's cool.
Well, it is interesting to know where things come from.
That's what they really called it.
Banquets, hay rides, Western bar, Western steak rolls from $225. That seems expensive. And a Western dance hall. Like, this is so freaking cool.
Yep.
And so are these your family members?
No. So this is Dick and Merm. They had 7 kids. None of them wanted it.
Okay.
So after it was the Peak Steakhouse, it became George's Olay. George Cockerham was captain of the fire department.
Okay.
So he had the firefighters literally in trade for beer erect 3,000 railroad ties from South Phoenix, go pick them up in pickup trucks and put them all over. So if you go in the restaurant, all of the stonework was brought in from Ahwatukee Peak Mountain in wheelbarrows by Phoenix Fire over like a 30-40 year period.
3,000 rail tiles.
3,000. Now there's like 5,000 because when we expanded, we used more.
How interesting your history.
Did you know you were going to get this Phoenix history?
Well,
too?
kind of. I mean, I saw the timeline and I thought it might be an interesting discussion to talk about how this is all happening. What's it like to be in the family that's got all of this history?
Insane.
Yeah.
No, I mean, and it's not just Aunt Chilada, like my dad always says, is a lady with a past. It's up to us to make sure she's a lady with a history, because it hasn't always been Aunt Chilada's. Like every Arizona family who has had that building has called it something else. We've just happened to last the most generations.
Oh, I love that. That was yours. That's your family.
Not
again.
well, like my
name.
granddad would go there when it was a trading post, but we had no affiliation.
Right.
We're cotton farmers from Avondale, alfalfa.
Okay.
Are there different owners for the different enchiladas? Because there was the one that was open on like Baseline.
On Baseline, which is right next to Rustler's Roost, our sister restaurant.
Right, which is where the confusion comes in.
My dad allowed them to keep the name Aunt Chiladas because he did develop with Bob Gosnell, developed all those food and beverage concepts that were at one point owned by one Arizona family, the Gosnells, right? And so after they broke up to become the Point South Mountain, the Point Tapatio, and the Point at Squaw Peak, those 3 properties all had different
That was
ownerships.
good. You spun that right
I know,
around.
right?
That was amazing.
All had different ownerships. So my dad allowed them to keep the name Aunt Chiladas before the internet.
I do think, and I'm not blowing smoke because you're in the room, but I have always said that I think it's one of the best Mexican restaurants in the Valley, bar none.
I was just there, like, it just so happened about a month ago. I had a friend in town, and we were in the area, and I was mentioning to Tiffany off the air that it's also it's comfortable. It's I like that middle bar. You call it the Palapa bar. The Palapa bar, and it's just, I don't know. It's the ambiance. There's the inside. You're still outside, and I don't know.
There's a bar before the front door.
Yeah.
Name another restaurant that has that.
There's just there's something.
Do you want a drink?
Yeah, there's something to, like, I was thinking, like, you could, like, it's one of those places that people must hang out there. That's what I mean. It's so comfortable. It's like you don't want to
Cheers.
leave. Yeah,
That's
you don't want to
so
leave.
crazy.
Yeah.
So how involved are you?
But I'm there every day. It never
You're
turns off.
every day.
I mean, even if you're not there, you're still doing the
Yeah.
employee scheduling. We've
course.
got over
You're
100
still there.
employees.
Yeah, you're still
It doesn't
there.
turn off.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm scraping plates in my sleep. Like, sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night and go, oh my gosh, did 36 ever get their salsa?
Yeah.
You know, like
Did everybody in the family come through those restaurant doors at one time or another?
Yes. Oh yeah. We've all, I mean,
Even your older sisters?
My older sister, Tammy, they have the pizza butcher. Her husband was Major League Baseball. She was with Origami Owl. She does a ton of philanthropy, but she's worked at the restaurant on and off.
All very common names and guests on the show, which actually, as a matter of fact, on this day today, we are releasing the Mike Butcher Pizza Butcher's episode tomorrow morning.
The day of this taping,
Yeah, the day of the
their
taping.
episode comes out.
Yeah, we've already been out. So.
Yeah, Tammy's good people. She seems like
amazing.
She's like she one of the good sisters.
She's very we all get along really well.
That's
We're
the
just
best.
all really different. But we all work together really well. I feel like we all kind of have a very different presence in that restaurant. So like whereas my sister Michelle, who's my partner, like she does all the group sales with my niece. My cousin Brad and I do all the execution of all. So like we're the soldiers on the floor. She sells it, we execute it type thing. But we do all work together really well. We just don't work directly together so we don't fight.
Yeah, because there is that thing about, hiring your family members and what that can do, but y'all have surpassed it.
Well, and we hire, like, the joke is not a joke. I mostly hire my friends' kids or moms. Like,
So
my
everybody's
friends'
connected.
kids. Yeah.
It's
And
nice.
like my best friend, I was at her house yesterday. Her son works for me. Her sister works
Because then
for me.
everybody cares about it. There's a connection.
100%.
Yeah, they care about the place. They've
We don't
all
have
been
turnover.
there. Yeah.
And can you imagine? I mean, like there's better and worse first jobs, but working in the restaurant industry is a good one. It teaches you customer service, teaches you a lot of things about life.
And that one established, there's always customers in there. It's like the constant flow.
Think of it this way. Everybody eats. Everybody doesn't buy high-end shoes.
Right.
Everybody doesn't go to the gym. Everybody eats. So it's all walks of life. You know what I mean?
I want to talk about food.
Yeah,
go ahead.
please.
I don't know if you like to talk about
I
food.
love food.
Yeah, I like talking about food too. The menu at the should we just talk about enchiladas?
Yes.
Okay. The menu at enchiladas. How many items are on that menu that have been there for that have stand the test of time?
Oh, a lot. Because when you talk about the fundamentals of Mexican cooking,
Right.
your red sauce, okay, your green sauce, like those basic sauces are what we call our pechuga sauce, which is like a spicy cheese sauce. Our three
I
main
want some of
sauces,
that.
I know, it's so good.
I
And
want
then
some
the
of that.
fundido sauce, but like those have been around a long time. Now, your menu items are going to evolve. Like our shrimp stuffed pineapple. I was in Thailand in Krabi when I saw that menu item and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so Mexican. And then I saw it again in Cabo and I was like, why is nobody doing this? Like it's one of our best selling items.
Awesome.
Really?
But we have a 100% scratch kitchen. We do like to stay seasonal. We like to change things. We're not married to anything, but like there's certain things like the chingalingas or the flour chips that are very unique to us.
Yes.
That people have been coming there for generations.
Right. And there's always going to be some version of a taco, some version of an
Right.
enchilada, some version of a chimichanga. Like
Correct.
there's going to be some version of all of those things. What is your favorite thing on that
Oh my
menu?
gosh,
Ooh.
people ask this all the time. That's so hard.
You got to pick something.
Our shrimp cocktail.
Oh,
I eat it like 3 times a week
I
right
love
now. But
shrimp
you go through
cocktail.
phases. You have to understand.
Yeah,
Like
for
I'll
sure.
go through a month. All I eat is pechugas. Sometimes I just want a fuego burger. You know, sometimes I just want a well done cheese enchilada or a cheese crisp. You know, like something so simple.
But right now it's the shrimp cocktail.
What is
which
your
I love.
favorite kind of Mexican food?
So I'm a traditional guy. I like tacos or burritos. I'm
Yeah.
like and I like it a certain way. I like it spicy. I like rice and beans. I like their pico if they have it, or their homemade sauce on it. And that's my go-to. Like, and that's how I would judge it. I love the salsas and the picos that people make here. I mean, it's like
I was big into the chimichangas for a long time, but mostly I think just so I could say the word.
Yeah,
No, because they're deep fried and smothered in sauce and sour
They're
cream.
really good too.
That's yours?
Yeah, they're
Yeah, I
really
wasn't
good
that.
too. What has been? And I asked Alex, who owns Vero Pizza, where we're recording this episode today, this question. I said, "What do you notice about the employees that you have today, especially the young folks who are coming in from high school and college age? That's different over the last couple of years."
She's going faster. She's going to the family.
That's
She already
what I'm
shared
kind
that.
of saying
Yes.
is like, I don't.
She doesn't just throw it
My
out
favorite
there.
restaurateur in this town is crazy. You could never get him on the show. He owns Richardson's, Dick's, Rokery, Rosie's, Central Phoenix, Old School. And I remember when cell phones first came out, and I go, Rich, what do you do? What do you do about these kids and their cell phones? And he goes, what are you talking about? These kids don't have cell phones. I go, what'd you do? And he goes, I put it through the dishwasher. I haven't seen one since. I'm like,
Hardcore.
one way to handle it, you know?
Yeah. Rule with an iron fist.
But you know, I have pretty good, like I said, I hire a lot of my friends' kids.
That's
So
smart.
like a lot of the people that I hire are kind of vetted. Like I'm not cool Aunt Tiff anymore. You know, I'm be flying around on my broom and I have really high expectations. And I
Sure.
don't hire anyone until their 3rd shift. I'll pay you to train. You are not hired. Everybody looks good on paper. Everybody presents well in an interview. You know, you don't know work ethic until you see it. And you have to see it in a restaurant.
That's one of the questions I had. I've been dying to ask. It gets a little bit more on the business side. Obviously, since you were 13, you were in this restaurant business. What's something, the biggest lesson in the restaurant industry that's taught you that no business school could teach you?
The only thing you know before you walk in that building that day is where you just parked your car. That's it. Everything else, there could be a fire. Somebody could get cut. You know, name something that could possibly happen. It can happen. And you have no way to know what that will be.
Every day's
single
different.
day.
You got to be ready to roll with the punches.
Every day.
Interesting.
But that's
I love
what
that.
keeps the job alive.
Total. I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know many people. Like, I love my job. Our accountant, has worked for us since she was 16. She's the smartest human I know. She could be a CFO at Google if she wanted to be.
Really?
But
Yeah.
she slings burritos with us.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You know, because people love it. I have people that have finished law school that work for us a day a week because it's enjoyable. You know, so
Be a fun episode. We should go there.
Yeah.
We should do server and see who gets bigger tips by the end of
Well,
the night.
we're not even done yet. You want to have a little fun here?
Yeah,
You ready to go
please.
for it? Okay.
Let's go.
All right, I know,
Open it up.
I know we were going to enchiladas, but your family obviously associated with Rustler's Roost. You got some connections there. So I want to
What
tie
is
them
the
both
connection?
together.
as a disclaimer, my dad is the managing partner and a very small, I don't know the exact percent, 10% owner.
It does.
So I don't personally work there,
Right.
but I know a lot about it.
Right, and I wasn't. And exactly. Your family's involved. I mean, if your dad's
Totally.
doesn't matter.
Totally.
10% toe in the door.
Yeah, and we didn't even have to say that percentage-wise. I mean, we didn't have to disclose that. But he's doesn't matter.
Oh, he's an open book.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying he's a partner. He's a partner in the business. So it doesn't matter about that. My question is about food. Okay, you have to settle a competition between both. What's the dish you're gonna go versus your enchilada dish or the Rustler's Roost dish? That's what I said. You still have an affection to it.
So different.
Okay.
Because one year is a steakhouse.
Okay, so no, but it doesn't matter. What are you throwing at each
Okay.
other for competition?
At Rustler's Roost.
Yes.
Here's first of all, I don't consider anybody competition. I feel like what's good for the goose is good for the gander. You
I
can put a
love
taco
this
shop
attitude.
an ounce, like 5 feet away from my restaurant. I am not afraid. I am
Yes.
not afraid. I do not do
You
what other
stand on
people
your
do.
own, yeah,
Period.
yeah.
People are not there for the tacos.
Right.
I don't mean it like that. Like they're there for the overall
Experience,
weddings,
yeah.
corporate functions, celebrations of
Everything,
life, like
yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
class reunions. But now I lost my train.
Rustler's Roost.
Oh,
what the
Rustler's
dish?
Roost. Now
What's
they're
the
known.
dish?
I would say their prime rib is like the best prime rib.
So you're going prime rib with them.
But I'm going to see Horny the Bull outside, to ride the slide, to hear
So
the
that's
band,
their
the country
experience,
dance.
which I used to go there a lot. There with my kids, of course. They're growing up. We used to do that
Eat
stuff.
the rattlesnake.
It was a lot of fun. No, no.
Yeah.
I love them both. Again, like they're both places. I'm glad we could mention them both still. And so you're going with the prime rib, and then what is again, one dish? What are you throwing in this competition from enchiladas?
From enchiladas, I would honestly probably have to say, because the pandemic taught me this, the number one selling item that people just want, comfort, bean burrito.
Bean burrito.
As
See, that's what I'm
silly as
saying,
that
like,
sounds.
Basic, it's simple.
It's not
And the
silly because I'm one of those
pandemic-
guys. It's like if people like what they like, and you can't argue with the stats, right? You can't.
It's true.
That's what they. It's
2-item
simple.
combo, cheese enchilada.
Don't you want the
taco.
chimichangas? Don't you want
Yeah.
this? No, give me the bean burrito.
Bean burrito.
Well, it's like the pizza place. What do they sell the most of? Pepperoni pizza.
Thank you.
Keep it simple.
Let
My
me,
kid's over there eating one right
yeah,
now.
right now.
And let me go steal one because
Yeah.
that's my jam too. Just
Me
a
too.
pepperoni guy.
Well, this has been kind of cool to
It's
get
a great-
to know her a little bit
Yes.
and understand what makes you tick. I mean, what is the future of your business?
Everest, Jack. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
right.
No, our kids, like, honestly, my niece is killing it. She does full-time group sales, McKenna, with my sister. We have 11 nephews and nieces, 11 potential kids plus cousins. I mean,
Plus
we'll
more
see,
coming
but
in.
also, like, people that have, like, our bar manager twin has been with that, like, most of our people have been with us since they were like 16 and just
It's
grown
so
with the company.
cool.
So I don't know
They're
the
not
future.
going through this turnover than a lot of people. They got.
Yeah,
let's
right.
say, to me, if I was gonna, what I'm hearing is they just have a rock. They just got a rock solid business that just has to keep doing what you're doing.
Here's the biggest compliment I've ever received as a business owner and a businessman, a restaurant manager. This guy comes in to apply. He still works for me. He still works for me. I'm looking at his resume. He was a general manager of a huge operation that you're going to be like, why the heck would he leave as a GM to come wait tables for you? You know why? Because he's a trivia regular on Wednesdays. And he says, I manage a restaurant, but I've never seen this many happy people with no turnover. I want to be a part of it.
awesome.
There it is. That's the
So
greatest
they-
stuff.
I mean,
So shout out to the audience. You want to be part of that too, because again, like everybody's always looking for good people, regardless of
Right.
how staffed you are. Good people are hard to come by. So
Totally.
So you know what they're looking for. If you're out there, you like enchiladas.
Okay,
you
I have one
gotta
last
work for it.
question.
Yes,
One
go
last
ahead.
question
You go
before
for
we
it.
wrap. If we were to say to our audience, the Move the Needle audience, okay, if you've never gone and tried enchiladas before, what's the drink they should get? What's the app they should get? What's the main dish and what's the dessert? So
hand tossed Herradura margarita.
okay,
Because we probably spend more. Our tequila is very expensive, but we have it bottled in Mexico for us. So we go down to the Herradura. It's a whole nother story, but down to their hacienda. A hacienda is it's like a sovereign nation. They have their own water wells, their own people, their own churches. They can close doors and live. That's where the Herradura barrels are, and they're all open air. So we go taste 1,000 different samples, and we choose our barrels that get delivered to us. So I would definitely say that tequila.
okay.
I believe
easy,
it.
easy choice.
And then one dish
I mean, she's
killing me.
I know.
She's thrown the bean burrito. He's thrown
I
chimichurros.
know.
I've thrown the
Maybe
burrito.
the El Pollo Fundido,
okay.
What is
which
that?
is a deep fried chimichanga with a cheese sauce, and then a
Sounds terrible.
jalapeno cream cheese
Give
on
me
top
two.
of that.
Okay, order that up.
Yeah, that's my line. Sounds
No,
terrible.
no,
Give
no,
me
no,
two.
But I'm not sticking to that answer. That's just my mood.
You're not done yet. He said dessert as well.
Yeah.
Oh, deep fried ice cream.
Okay.
Oh no, Tres Leches cake.
Okay.
I know you're.
You
okay.
switched that up pretty quick. Why?
Tres Leches cake because it's the only thing I can't price because Javier will not give me the recipe.
Oh.
It's the only thing we used to outsource. We're 100% scratch kitchen, first pick products, everything down to our tartar sauce we make in house. It doesn't matter if it's for one item. But Javier, our sous chef, makes our Tres Leches cake. He will not tell us the recipe. Nobody can watch him make it. I don't even know if it's properly priced. It's probably way underpriced, but it's the best Tres Leches cake, better than Candy's Cakes and Rocky Point.
Shout out to Javier.
Javier.
We have somebody on our show that makes up some major cheesecake too competition. Vito at Brooklyn V's. We did a little.
But he didn't make
It's
a
not
Tres.
like Tres Leches.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
it's
was gonna
not?
Say, they're
no,
different.
very
They're
different. You got to come try the Tres
I know,
Leches cake.
we're
It sounds
coming,
like.
we're
All
coming.
right, sounds
We're here
good.
for
I'm
it.
getting too hungry right now. We gotta.
I know.
Not that we
I'm
want to
gonna
go,
go
but
have
we
some
gotta,
deep dish
I know.
pizza.
Let's go. Let's
Have you been here before?
No, but I'm so excited
Time-
because the one by us closed.
Are you
Illuminati's.
getting the butter crust?
I'm so excited.
Are you
yes.
doing the butter crust?
It's sitting over there
You're
waiting
about
for
to
me
go,
now.
You're
All right,
about to go to heaven.
Matthew, come on,
All
let's
right,
go.
we're a wrap.
It's 50.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
Thank
for
you. 50
being on our 50th episode.
in the books. I can't believe it. And again, what a great year. I thank you, Matthew, for just what you bring. You
Thank
know,
you
the
for
energy.
being a friend.
A mentor, a
Yes.
co-host to the Move the Needle. I think we did, in my opinion, I think we did outstanding this year. A lot of great things to come. Max, who does all the editing, and we call him
Max,
Magic.
put your face in that camera really
Magic-
quick so
Max, you're
everybody
so
can...
Magic
cute.
Max.
They
I know.
should see
There you
you.
go,
Put your
Magic
fa-
Max.
there it is.
He's looking for a girlfriend too.
Oh, I've got some single
whoa,
nieces.
whoa, hey.
I said that. He didn't say that. Okay. Anyways, a great year. A lot to come. When we come back, we'll be, obviously have shows throughout the rest of the year, and excited about that. Some
Should be
new
fun.
stuff to come. Yes.
All right, thanks again to Carrie McNeish, Amy Richardson, of course, Tiffany Allison. That's what her friends call her.
Yes.
I'm Matthew. That's Steve. We'll see you guys next
Thank
time.
you.